Well, guys, it's good to be back, I must say. So let's break down this gold, which as I sort of mentioned to you while I was away, I was doing something slightly different, where I'd left it and had a wider stop and a wider take profit, and we're just going to let it run. I must admit, I sort of expected it to have completed the move one way or another, but it hasn't. It's continued. It sort of was continued some ups and downs, and it just goes to show how and why the different sort of ways. Yeah, exactly. Like I said about the charges in keeping the trade open, that's eaten away a sort of percent of my profits. Yes, I'm sort of up sort of over 10% now, but it's still, if things were the other way, like earlier on, when we reached down here, we was sort of talking 22. That then it's half where it is now, and that percent makes a difference. So if we take a look at this on the sort of daily, now remembering I've been away for the last 12 days really, so I think it was actually after. Yeah, this was the day that I went away, so we also had the week ends. So it was somewhere here where we had the lows. It was about 14.17 where that I got in, so it must have been around here on this day. The next day could have got out here, or I could have got out the day after here, and then come back down and bought back in, and come back down and bought back in. But let's have a look and see, because in total we're up. So what's it now? So say let's just say 120 pips. Sorry, $12. Yeah, 120 pips at this moment in time. But let's see if we could have caught more by being in and out plus the charges. So on that date was the 19th to the 21st, where it come down was not there. So here after we had this bullish candle. So if bought and sold when we saw this sort of happening, if we looked again down on the 1 hour, we would have seen an engulfing candle or something. That was on the 20. So yeah, on this candle, this would have been a telltale sign to get out. So it would have come out at 24. So that's 70 pips, 7%. Could have bought back in here at the low, or even on the retest, back up to the highest, which would have been, even if I bought just on the test of the 20. So let's keep it really tight. That's another 100. So that would have been 17%, and then it come back down. Bought back in here after this bullish candle, 20 up to 32, 120. So there's another 12. So that then we're talking. Let's just say we're 25% there, and bought back in at these lows and held. It would be up sort of 30% on this one move because of the ups and downs, rather than sitting at the 12% we are now. I mean, 12% is obviously not to be sniffed at. But again, it's risk out the market. So if I was sat there in front of it and I'm watching it and seeing these waves sort of happening and taking advantage of those, I'm only going to get in when we see another sort of bullish look to move to the upside, or short when we see the bearish candle coming to the downside, etc. So it's this is why I like to trade that way. And as much as some people will say, oh yeah, but you could just leave it and blah blah blah, well, in that time I've left it, I could be at 3 times the profit and had less risk, not had the expenses of leaving the trade in. And so this is a great example of why I like to do things the way that I do. Much as people like to look from the daily, they like to look at this and go, I'm just going to hold and leave it. Well, it just proves that pattern trading, as it were, rather than systematic trading, is not always more profitable, and I don't see how it could be higher setup. I mean, this would have been the ideal down here nearly at the daily 20, just buying in there and coming out today, 3 days in the trade for 111 for 170 pips and 17%. That would have been the ideal trade for a short amount of time and a good reward and little risk, because we could have had that stop down here, so only small stop, and that would have been the ideal trade. But being away, I thought I would try another way, and I say I'm still in. I held it this long. I figured, why not wait to see what happens with the Fed rate, which is going to be tomorrow evening. So the fact that we're getting more bullish momentum in gold at the moment, I see as being a sign someone out there in the know is betting on it being reduced, and therefore gold having an increase. But I will manage accordingly. If we are somewhere up here at 1438 before that happens tomorrow, I will likely sell out. Just because then, I'm confident, I'm happy with that as a trade, and that'll be me done. That'd be an incredible month if I close out there, and considering I was away for the half of it, so we'll see. We'll see where that plays out to. But I'm just keeping an eye on that. There's no other trades I'm really interested in. Is there anything you guys have been seeing or have traded yourselves? Okay, so pound dollar. Are you looking as a long or a short? Let's have a look at the pounds, because okay, looking at the long. So remember with the trade I posted on the pound yen, let's just have a look at that first of all. So if you remember, what we did was go long off of the sort of double bottoms here, and I was expecting that break and retest from 135 to take us up to 136, and it almost got there. I wasn't in this trade because I was away, but it was nice to see it play out. So we broke up, came down, retested, and then shot up. Now we've got 135.674. I would have come out here after seeing that candle, so it still would have been a nice 4% move. Just very quickly, within that day, done, dusted. Thank you very much. It was a perfect initial breakout. We had a nice daily candle. We had this whole movement here. This was that dodgy sort of doji, which is saying, well, actually, the price doesn't want to go any lower, doesn't want to go any higher. It's getting squeezed. So that is a sign of that reversal. This day was the reversal. This is the perfect up, back, down, and up. Now I can bet without even checking it, this is going to line up with one of the fibs, most likely the 38.2. Okay, so line up with a 0.5. Stop would have been below here anyway. And it went almost a distance, but it was a nice trade. And then obviously we got the break back down, and it continued going. Now you would have seen that coming by looking at the dailies when we saw this rejection of the daily 20 and engulfing candle. As we've talked about, reading the price action, that completely warped that day's move and therefore was going to carry on. I personally would have traded to 134. I didn't see it coming lower, but the talks, the Brexit issues and preparing for no deals, that is the sort of the key thing that brought that down. Yeah, I mean, I actually see this coming a bit lower, in honesty. I have this 119 to, let's just call it 120 mark that I'm now eyeing. I see it breaking below 130, and I see 125 to 120 coming into play. And if we get a nice rejection from there, perhaps we're going to get that bigger move up. But if you have a look here, well, maybe see the smaller, we've had 1, 2, and then we come up, but it's rejected nicely several times off of here. Where it is now is not really anything. You know, it's too much bearish momentum. The 20's below the 50 on the monthly. It's going to be the same on the daily. And it's just rejecting. Until we get a close back above that daily 20, I'm not interested in any longs. As much as this may look like it could reverse from here, unless I get that reversal candle or tomorrow a bullish engulfing, I'm not going to be interested in taking longs. I seriously see us coming down to 125 to 120, and then looking for longs. I will take short opportunities if one comes across, e.g. test of the 4-hour 20 or the 1-hour 20. So where we are now, you know, if this looks to reject this 1-hour 20, which we might see shortly, then you know that could be an opportunity for a short. I was just checking gold there, nice to see it ticking up still. But yeah, I see it being a bit risky to go to the upside. That's just, you know, how I'm reading it. Pound dollar. We had this wedge, we had this drawn in, we had this move to the upside. Again, it didn't break the daily 20, and it came back down. Now, this candle would have been where it would have been a sign to go sort of short. I saw I take tweezer tops, but back down to the bottom. Probability-wise, I actually would have expected to see this break to the upside. This is thanks to Boris Johnson talking about preparing for no deal, and that is why it's broken below. Not that I really expect to see the retest of this, but if we did and carried on, then you know further shorts come into play. Although with the pound dollar, it is a support area, so there's no candles have held below this level. So below 1.22 is danger zone. If we break below 1.20 dead, and definitely where's the bottom going to be? You know, it doesn't even have data on here to compare. On NetDania does, the other platform we'll use. But yeah, I mean, I just see 1.2000 coming into play before any upside movement, but it's just looking bearish to me. If we do get that nice reversal candle, you know, if today this ends up being up here, turns white, then tomorrow we could see a bit of a pullback up here perhaps. But unless something good happens with the Brexit stuff, I don't see it changing direction at the moment. Let's have a look at Euro Pound then. This was, you know, a lot of people talking about the shorts before. I mean, I told you guys before about this. A lot of people talking about this sort of wedge and being the short. It's nice to see it come back down. We didn't get that break below the 50. We got that rejection and a sign that it's going to continue up, especially with the pound weakness. It's going to go sort of one way, and you want to see that. You know, you want to see that break below that major level for continuation. I mean, if we look on the lower levels, I'm sure there would have been something there. Let's have a look at the 1 hour at that point. Yeah, I mean, we would have the break and retest here for going short on the 1 hour. But yeah, let's have a look on that monthly. Yeah, I mean, I always use the fibs just as another confluence, you know, make sure I'm looking at the right things. Let's have a look. Yes, I mean, you're right about sort of the resistance is going to be seen up here. Again, you know, monthlies, the days, everything's looking bullish. Let's have a look on the 4 hour then. What is it you're seeing on the 4 hour, Alessandro? The head and shoulders. Do you mean this? So head here. Is that what you mean? th to 17th July. Oh, I see. Okay. So you're looking at it. So do you mean like that? Or are you looking at it more broadly, that that's the head, that's the shoulder, that's the shoulder? Okay, the first one. Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, so the only thing with that is both ways are a little weak, because look where if it is the head and shoulder, look where the sort of neckline is, it's only here. So it did break lower than that, so it's almost a little invalid. If this came from down here and up and up and up, then we saw a nice one. I mean, that would have proven to be a really nice looking head and shoulders. But I could definitely see what you're looking at there. Yeah, exactly. It broke the neckline, which is not sort of strictly normal for a head and shoulder pattern to do. But you know, it pulled back up and carried on. I mean, that really was rejected from that level. And so, you know, we should. I'm sure it'll have some pullbacks, but yeah, very likely just continuation in a lot of respects. Let's have a look at the Dow. So rejecting the daily 20 again. I would like to see this 27,000 dead come in for a long from there. That would be ideal. Maybe we're going to see it. Maybe what's happening here is a little bit of this. It's not very nice. Not very nice wedge, but we may be getting some kind of a flag where it's gone up, consolidation and continuation. That may be what happens. Most likely, I mean, look how bullish it is. I've got no reason to think that it's not going to continue. But keep an eye. I mean, you know, days like today, it's a little pullback, great. But I would like to be buying from here. I would like to see that level again. Like you see, it's close to it there. Sort of just tested as support. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches there. That would prove to me being a nice opportunity to go long. So let's keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye on it. Is there anything else you guys have been watching? Like I say, I've been playing a bit of major catch up today. There isn't much else on my watch list. Bitcoin, you know, like I mentioned about that big wedge and it on its way down. It seems to be doing the business. You know, we've got this nice reversal candle coming here on the monthly. As that closes out, I'm sure that we'll get some kind of a continuation there. I'd like to see a break below here first of all, though. Euro NCD and Euro Aussie. Let's take a look. Wow, so Euro NCD sitting at daily 50 and daily 200. So if it, I would quite honestly expect to see this perhaps turn around from here. Let's see if any fib level lines up with this. Maybe if it closes below the 618, but I don't see that being too relevant. Let's have a look from my perhaps this is, I see this as being, it's, as you can see, it has rejected that level almost. So let's have a look on the lower time frames, but I see it's been maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe there's going to be another wave coming lower. I mean, the 4 hours broke above, it hasn't retested it yet, so it's broke above the 4 hour 200. One hour did we get a break, so we haven't even had a retest on the 1 hour 50. So and normally you would see this sort of retest, so it's just playing a little bit oddly. But yeah, I mean, you look at this 4 hour, it looks like with that doji it could just be about to reverse. So maybe it's just going to come back to 4 hour 50 and carry on up. But we'll see. I think we're so close to this daily 50 and daily 200 that if it doesn't break above, then it's just going to pull back. We'll have to see what happens. To see what sort of changes with that. So look at Euro Aussie. So Euro Aussie has broken above. I mean, this has broken all the other rules, so there's not a short trade to be seen here, especially with that sort of momentum. Although, if we have a look on the lower time frames, again, this hasn't really pulled back. We may just get some Euro strength. Maybe this is turning on. Let's have a look on the monthlies. So monthlies had a big low test and some bullish momentum. So on the higher time frames, certainly looking to be more bullish. Let's go back to that Euro NZD monthly. It's rejected the monthly 50. So yeah, I mean, this is the importance of multi-time frame analysis to make sure everything's lining up. It almost is. Everything is certainly more lining up to the bullish side, but with especially the Euro NZD, I'd like to see a break above that daily 50 and daily 200. But yeah, I mean, looking at the monthlies, certainly looking bullish. Tomorrow's going to be the last day of it, so a bit more momentum like it's had. It could close out as a really big load test. Otherwise, what sometimes will happen, if it closes like it does now, or just below that monthly 20, is it will fill this wick. It'll fill this candle back down to the monthly 50, and then sometimes reverse from there. So we'll see. It's the end of the month tomorrow, so I'm sure for sort of next week we will see some big moves sort of coming in this one way or another. It's either going to sink more or going to carry on with its bullish momentum. So keep an eye. Let's just break down through some of these other pounds. I don't see them being any different to the other ones. Let's get on the daily. Let's see if there's anything else to break down. It's a dollar yen today, seeing a bullish candle. I'd expect to see this move to the downside. Also, almost a double top there. It would be nicer to see it reject 109 dead. But it's hovering above the daily 50. So let's see where the day closes. If it closes below, I mean, anyway, I would expect to see this continuing lower. So it's broken. Yeah, so it broke and it's retested. Let's see, that looks like it probably lines up with the 0.382. Lines up with a 0.5, so, you know, I mean, this could be the reversal continuation to the downside on the dollar yen. So yeah, let's see. But I like the daily. I like the 1 hour. The 4 hours not really showing me the same thing. So let's see how the day closes out. If they all line up, this could be a good short, at least down to the daily 20, which will give us, you know, sort of 40 pips, 4% as it stands. Might be a little less in it by the time it comes around. Let's see any of the others. CAD. NZD week. CAD yen could be a bit of a reversal, but it's always very range bound, that pair. Same was just chuffed against the yen. CAD NZD have some bullish momentum. See chuff yen, I mean, it's just been stuck in this range for ages. Yeah, nothing else really that I'm seeing. Nothing else really keeping an eye on, just that dollar yen. I like gold. I like what gold's doing. This will be, today, if it carries on like this, it's going to be the first day that it's closed above 14.27, basically, which means looking very good for the start to tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow lunchtime is going to be some dollar news. Let me show you. Let's get up Forex Factory. There's I think it's an FOMC statement, or no, it's payrolls tomorrow, non-farm payrolls. I think at lunchtime. Let's double check. Yeah, non-farm employment change. So they're expecting it to be better than previous, which will be good for dollar, bad for the pound, bad for the gold. But then it's the evening. We've got the FOMC statement, the federal funds rate, and the press conference. So it's going to be make or break come the evening. But I want to see where gold is. If gold is sitting nicely, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to trade because I'm long on gold, and what I'm seeing on dollar is to go short on the dollar yen. They're both the same. So if it goes one way, so let's just say that the rate's good, the rate stayed the same or increased or up, then it's going to be bad for gold. My dollar's trade's going to go up, but I'm going to lose. You know, the gold trade's going to be stung out. But then if it goes the other way, so I'm just going to even it out. It's not, you know, that by saying that the dollar's going down is the same as saying gold's going up. So to sort of hedge it, I would be doing the same trade. So I'd go long dollar and long gold, and then either way you're gonna, you know, even it out one way or another. So yeah, so I'm not going to enter any other trades just from what we're seeing until after that. But I will keep an eye on the dollar yen. I mean, if that rate does get lowered, then certainly it's going to be short, but it's going to be too late to jump in when that announcement comes. I mean, you'll see probably a minute before it'll just start sinking. Yeah, we're nearly at 14. Since we started talking, it was about 14.27 to 28. We're back at 14.30 already. So yeah, going to be interesting to see, but I'm also expect to see the rate dropped. That's what I've been sort of happily holding. But let's see what happens. None of us know. This is the thing. This is what I always say to everyone. You know, don't think that you're going to be right, because none of us know. You just got to ride the wave, as it were, and just sort of stick to your analysis. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, you know, just manage the trades. That's all we can do, really. But yeah, I'm saying, for the sake of losing any trades, probably worthwhile to just wait till after the rate. But as I've held this long, I'm gonna go all in, as it were. Let's see if it works out. I'm not too concerned. Depending where it ends up, I'll probably lock in some profit. I've already locked in 14.20. Where did I adjust it to? I think it's 14.24. So let's see. See if I move it up a little bit more. May move it up to 14.27, depending where we are, and then at least I know I've locked in sort of 10%, no matter what. But if it moves quickly, then it will likely slip. I'll get some slippage, and then I'm going to end up with slightly less than that. But I'm sort of semi-prepared to take the risk. Could be interesting. But I think from seeing this momentum today and the last few days, it definitely shows that bets are increasing on the short dollar and the rates being cut, and therefore gold increasing. Yeah, I'd like to see a close above 14.30. That's for sure. That would certainly put us in good stead. I mean, I'll be checking again tonight at 10 o'clock. And when the 80 session opens, you might see it just suddenly spike up to this 14.38 level, and therefore, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. So is there anything else you want to run through, guys? Anything else that you check up on? You can see these. Let's get rid of these now, because these are not necessary. Have you guys been using this Forex Factory for having a look at the news and keeping up to date with things there? I mean, there's a blog started here. I mean, it's quite useful. I mean, what's this? Fed might not cut rates more than once. What have they got to say about things on this? From BNN Bloomberg, US Federal Reserve is poised to make a monumental move as its policy making meeting this week. It will cut interest rates for the first time in more than 10 years. Oh wow, so something must be out that it's going to be cutting rates. But yeah, that's what I say. Looking at this is really useful. You know, it just gives you some insight into the next day, of what we're looking at with the rates. I mean, I don't see him doing a big cut, but my bets have been on a cut coming. Just have a little look. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. There's so many different things you can read. You know, as I always say, just trust the analysis more so. but at the same time, just need to be aware of what's happening in the markets. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if it does or it doesn't. But like I say, I'll be managing gold effectively. If we reach this sort of level before, I'll get out and wait and see. Otherwise, I'm going to be moving my stop and I'm going to take my chances. I had an extraordinary month, best month I've ever had. So even if I cut it out right now, I'm sitting at 31% for the month. So I'm quite prepared to see some movement in this. Yeah, do keep an eye on these kind of things, guys, just for your own analysis. Okay, well, any final things, guys? Otherwise, may as well wrap it up. Oh, just seeing the messages come through. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, no, you're very welcome, Alessandro, and Kevin as well. But yeah, I mean, you know, but we're all going to be playing a bit of catch up. It's nice to be here at month end and be prepared for next month, because if the rate does come, then let's see what new highs gold may bring us. But yeah, I mean, we will see. And you're rightly saying about the conference after. I generally do try and watch them as they're happening. You can do that through Forex Factory, so we'll see what comes. And yeah, we will trade accordingly. But otherwise, great stuff, guys. Let's keep in touch on the chat, and we'll keep discussing things. But yeah. No, I don't pay for Bloomberg. I've got a free account with them. In honesty, for me, as a technical trader rather than fundamental, there's not much difference. You do get stuff a little bit quicker, and you get some more in-depth kind of access. But yeah, it's not something for me. But it is a useful tool. I mean, I used to have it because one of the guys I used to trade with, the ex-Barclays guy, he had it, and therefore I just used to be able to use his, and it was quite good. But that was when I looked at things a bit differently, and was using it for an educational purpose as well. But yeah, there's plenty of free stuff out there to make use of. As I say, I tend to rely more on technicals than fundamentals. I'm just always aware of both. Okay then, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. I will get it up on the website ASAP so that you can review anything should you wish to. Let some more soak in, and yeah, we'll be back in the swing of things now. If I do get a chance towards the end of the week, I will try and do another one, just so then you guys haven't sort of missed one this month. And I'll do my best to try and fit another one in. And I will keep you posted on the group as to if and when I can do that. Alrighty, but otherwise, have a good evening, and we will speak again soon. All the best, guys.